Hello, hi Smita. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Smita, can you hear me now? Can you just confirm, please, once?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, great. Fine. So let's wait for others to join in.
Yes. Like few people asked me for the link, so I shared the link. But
Yes,
can
please.
means is there any backup team is there who can send the all the candidates to the Zoom link once again?
Actually, I can see a lot of like 190 plus registrations. Sorry, 154 registrations this morning. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then there was no, otherwise we get some emails, but there was no emails as well. So in case somebody reaches you, you can share that particular link that I shared with you.
Yeah, I'm doing that. Yeah.
Okay. And I am also making you a co-host.
Okay.
Yes. So I made you a co-host. So first I will share my screen and then maybe you can take over.
Okay. Fine.
Smita, are people still complaining that they're not able to, I mean, who
Three
reach?
people contacted. I shared with them. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just
Okay.
looking into the LinkedIn one. Like those does not have my number, they might have messaged me in LinkedIn. So
Yeah.
let's see
Okay.
if anyone reaches, and I will reply.
Can you see the screen, Smita?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Mm.
So this is the one that I added.
Good morning, ladies. All set?
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, also.
Hi,
Great.
Nidima. Good morning.
Hey. Okay, I'll put myself on mute. I will quickly pick up a coffee.
Yes.
And if you have any questions, of course, I'm here.
Yeah.
Smita, you may share your screen. Smita, are you there? Can you share your screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so a very good morning to everyone in the webinar. Thank you so much for sparing your time on a Saturday morning. I hope I'm audible. Can someone chat and oh great. Okay.
Yes, you are
Fine.
audible to.
Great. Thank you so much, Muzammil. Thanks for confirming. So yes, and I'm sure this Sunday morning we will have a very insightful webinar from our honorable speaker Smita Mishra. Before we start, folks, I'll just give a very brief information and intro of Smita. And so Smita is a strategic execution leader. She's a risk management seasoned project professional with 21 plus years of experience in managing large scale equipment, EPC, CAPEX, and construction projects across oil and gas, steel, power, beverages industry. Smita is a PMI certified trainer for PMI-CP, PMP, and mentor. She holds certifications, among them are PMP, RMP, PMI-CP, for which this webinar has been organized, and regularly mentoring professionals. She is an award-winning professional, and she's also a PMI volunteer. She has been recognized for project excellence and contribution to the community. So I would request Smita to share her experience in PMI-CP and how she benefited from this. But before we move on, I'll just take 30 seconds to inform you about this, the whole approach for this webinar. So we will be, once Smita will be through with her presentation, I will share feedback survey link and we will start with Q&A. After that, there are some very, unique and upcoming events, very exciting event that is happening in PMI North India chapter. So Neelima, who is also there in this call, she will take you through that particular event. So without much ado, Smita, I will hand over the floor to you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm really very happy to join this session and delivering this. I know just your weekend started and you have long list to do. Okay, so thank you for sparing that time from your busy schedule. And
Smita, can you increase your volume a bit? Your voice is a little bleak.
is it okay now?
Yeah, it is a tad bit better. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. If required, I can use headphone if any problem is there.
No, I think we can continue. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, in this session, I will share my experience and my learnings, which I gained through this 21 years of project management journey, and specifically how I implemented my learnings into the projects that I will share. Before deep dive into the sessions, I would like to thank you, Nilima, as well as the PMI North India chapter for giving this opportunity and sharing this platform where I can share my knowledge and experience to all of you. So my main agenda of this will be like sharing the practical experience, as well as I want to make these sessions more engaging and interactive. So feel free to ask your questions. You can note down your questions. We can have a question answer session in the last end of the sessions also. So like the topics very quickly cover the agenda. Like I will start with my intro into the PMI-CP journey, and sorry, and then how PMI-CP benefited me, and what is the key takeaway for you. What are the things you can practically implement in your project just after the webinars in your current project, that I will explain, and we will have the question answer sessions. So as already Suchitra has very well introduced me. Thank you, Suchitra, for that. So I will add on into that only that I'm a mentor and coach, and I love to mentor the aspirants, so specifically into the project management field. So we will now start the main topic, like introduction to my PMI-CP journey. Like I did my PMP certification around 2017, when I felt that I need to gain really a good knowledge and like the best practices to implement throughout the project. Because before that also I was executing the project, but something I wanted to follow. Okay. So during the PMP certification, I learned that there are so many things are there which we ignored while executing. Definitely, we are focusing on the deliverables, scopes, cost, but apart from that, there are risk management is also there, procurement management is also there, schedule management. So that is a PMP is a combination of the all. So after that, while executing the projects like the CAPEX project or the EPC, I always wanted to have a some core specialized certification where I can check for the way forward. Like suppose you have some disputes and claim in your project, or you are somewhere means some problems in the terms and conditions, or you wanted to just see the what are the contracts, type of contracts are there, or you wanted to see like how to handle the interfaces issues. Like you must have noticed in your project also, interface management is a very big issue. Like whenever there is a dispute, then you might have observed that the interface rules, specifically at the site or the constructions where the interfacing of the client scope and your project scope, there is a hidden thin line is there, correct? So that interface management required to be handled properly. Some tools is required for that. And sometimes I always wanted to have a certification which will cover up the scope and change order management, because change order management has a very big role in the successful execution of the project with good margin, as well as into the means executing that into the proper timeline, correct? So I was while exploring the all, I was came across the FIDIC certification and many other certification, but I didn't find anything which is the combo of the all. Then finally, last year I came across the PMI-CP certification, which was introduced by PMI. Then I was very happy to know that at least something is there with PMI, which is for means completely focused on the core industries. That is the construction and the manufacturing industries. So then I decided to pursue PMI-CP. I did the PMI-CP trainer certification as well as the PMI-CP. So the best part of that, like you think about the problem and in a seconds you check the PMI-CP content, and you will find the tools and tackles to handle that. Yeah, definitely. Those are the guidelines you need to customize for your industry, your kind of project. But that is a very means, I will say, good certification, which will give you the handy case studies also. Means you can read that and relate to your project there. Okay, this problem, yeah, okay, this is the same kind of problem I have also in my project, so why not to utilize those tools in my project? That kind of feeling you can have. Okay, so this is a globally recognized program by the PMI. So I did this certification in the last August 2024, and I was among first 100 PMI-CP certification holder worldwide. Currently, in the world, around 900 certified PMI-CP certified are there. So yes, I have done the PMP, RMP, PMI-CP, but after doing every certification, I always have the courage and the enthusiasm to implement those learnings into the my current project. So implementation of learning is more important than the certification. Otherwise, everything the certification will be just a that will be captured only in the paper, correct? So implementation is very much important. So after PMI-CP, I thought, why not to implement in my project? So I prepare a simple 5-step approach. Uh, uh, means when I initiated the implementing the PMI-CP certification, I face the real challenges. There are many challenges surface out. After doing so many brainstorming and working for many days, then I simplified that 5-step approach. Let's deep down there. Okay. So you must be thinking like, what is the specialty in the risk management section of the PMI-CP? Like in the PMP, you will find the risk management is one of the 10 knowledge areas, which covers like your identifying risk, analyzing and responding. So that is the foundation level. So when I did the RMP, I wanted to have a specialization in the management, so which cover the all kind of tools and tackles for the risk management, and that gave a in-depth knowledge and understanding of the all tools. But then why to for the PMI-CP? PMI-CP give you the specifically what are the tools you can implement for the risk management section in the construction and built-in environment. So that's why I have gone for the PMI-CP. So that gives the practitioner experience. So there are special tools are there like the IPRA, Integrated Project Risk Management and Risk Register, Change Order Management, Contract Risk Allocation, many more things related to risk. So we will discuss about one tool in this webinar. So when I started this implementing process, I thought, okay, let's list out all the problems I am facing in my project. So initially, I did that by myself. Then I had a brainstorming sessions with the working team as well as the main stakeholders involved in my projects. Then we found that there are few major issues are there which we need to freeze initially. Like when you are handling the project, you might be facing that there are many risks are there you never envisaged, but that came up. Many unknown issues are there, or sometimes there is a delay in the release of the manufacturing drawing, or there might be a delay in the approval of the drawings from the client end. And there are frequent changes from the client side, so that you are unable to initiate the procurement activity. And there is no means commitment in the contract that the project deadline is started from the manufacturing approval. So there you just the project manager sandwiched between the deliverables and the working teams, like how to handle those kind of situation where there is no commitment is there in the contract that yes, client is bound to give the manufacturing clearance, and then only our countdown starts. So similarly, there are many issues are there, many assumptions are there which are considered in the pre-order stage, but you never know that okay, those are the assumptions. And when you actually work on the detailed part during the execution, you found that okay, that assumption was completely incorrect. Similarly, for the availability of the material, which are the long lead items, sometimes there are market fluctuations are there, steel industry's price increases, or there are some global issues are there for which reasons materials are not available, and sometimes the specification changes in between, so you are unable to procure the long lead item, and sometimes that is really means connected with the approval of the drawings from the client end. And project managers are around 90% of the time they are involved in the communicating with the sometimes team member, sometimes stakeholder, sometimes client, correct? So there are many communications issues are also there. And and finally the conflict management. So these are many challenges are there. So we list down all the challenges, and specifically for my projects, we focused on the 2 3 issues, and started implementing that. Then it's a time for me that okay, what kind of tools I can use to resolve those issues. I considered like a risk register and integrated project risk assessment tool, contract management tools. There are few interface management tools were also there, and change order log and change control system, and uh, like there's some few communication management tools like OBEA, CVM. So there are so many tools are there. So first I initially listed down the problems and the tools which really can implement it at that stage, because all the tools cannot be implemented in every stage of the project, correct? So I listed down first that which I can correlate. And apart from the tools, you definitely need the your team member support, the core team who are working on that, your stakeholders and the top management support. Because when you are implementing the tools, at that time that will take some additional time, which are beyond your working hours also. Either you need to increase resources, or you need to work for the extra hours to streamline the things. Once the tools are implemented, then definitely that is considered as a practice, then everything is streamlined and you can implement in the next project, then that becomes smoother. Correct. But when you started in your project, definitely you can expect some additional hours for you to work on that. And finally, a very good feeling of resolving that issues at the end. Okay. So while working on all kind of the problem, I concluded the risk is the inherent part of the project. Then why not to start with the resolving the risk management part. Okay. So I started working on the integrated project risk assessment tool. So before we go into the deeper, I would like to know, in case you are starting a new project tomorrow, what is the first risk you are envisaging? You can scan this or go to the Mentimeter with this link. So I will wait for your answers. Let's see what are the challenges or risks you are emphasizing. So in case anyone is facing issues in scanning the QR code, then you can refer this. I hope you are able to see the Mentimeter screen.
Yes, Smita, I think now people will be able to. Because
Okay,
yes, I am able to do that now.
okay, okay. So like someone has really given a good answer, like the scope creep. Yes, many times the scope is the major issues. Like it's very difficult to clarify the scope. So always I recommend to go through the contract document at the initially and find the thin line between the excluded part, client scope, and your scope in the project. And yes, very well, someone has written that first is that requirements are not clear in the starting of the project. Correct. Like many times the client is not very sure what they want, specifically for the capex project, where the requirement keep on changing. Correct. And yes, another risk is agreement on the scope. Yes, that is the same as the scope creep. And identify stakeholders. Yes, it up to some extent depends on the complexity of the project. Like wherever many like subcontractor, contractor, as well as the end user, your client, all are involved, then definitely it may be difficult to identify the stakeholders. Yes, I will wait for the few more answers.
Manish in the chat has written labor issue.
Okay. Yes, labor issue is also a risk because many times you have the challenge and you have the target line to complete the project within the timeline, but at the same time some holiday came up, some local festival came up, and all the laborers they went for the holidays. Okay, so that is really a risk at that time. How you manage, or initially you planned your project considering that or not, that is also a issue. So we received 18 responses so far.
Smita, there is one more in the chat by
Yeah.
Lakshmi, and he has
Okay.
also mentioned that scope, objectives, and responsibilities should be clear before moving forward.
Yeah, that is also a major issues I have seen in my projects also, like the roles and responsibility of every team members, as well as the from the client side, that should be clear. Like when you need to assign the task, to whom you should assign and what you should assign, and in order to find a solution, to whom you can reach out, even if from the client part or your internal business unit. Correct. So I will be back to the slide. I think most of the people have already responded. So like someone has written, if they are facing the issues like the requirement management and expectations, yes, that is also a challenge. So majority of the things I saw related to scope and requirements. Correct. So let's go back to the main slide. So, so thank you for participating in the this poll. Yes, like all of you have very well shared your experience. That is what you really face when you start the project. Mhm. Yes. So I will start with one of my project. One project was assigned to me that was a very fast track project, and client has the expectation that I will execute that project within a very stipulated timeline. But the concern was that the normal timeline was not considered because that was considered as a similar project executed in the past, and there are many ambiguities there. So I started implementing the integrated project risk assessment. Like the normal the risk assessment process here also, I started with the risk register. So I had a meeting with the complete team for the brainstorming session. Like from the every department, I asked that like what are the risk you are envisaging. If that is the technical, then what do you think? What can be the technical glitch may come in the future? If that is the commercial, then being the project management part, I was responsible for that. Sometimes we found that logistic cost and the transportation was not captured in the cost sheet. And sometimes we found that okay, and there may be the delay in the project due to scope clarity, and that may attract the penalty from the customer. So that's why it's really important that you emphasized all the risk, whatever the possible, list down the risk, then see what is the category of the risk, whether that is the technical, contractual risk, or that is the stakeholder risk. So in my project, I'm just sharing the few major risk, not all, because if you like list down all the risk, then that will be a very long one. Correct. So for the explaining the IPRA, I have taken only three issues. I will go one by one so that everyone will be well versed with this. So the first issue I consider the cost implication for the structural analysis and the soil investigation. Like for the any big project you consider, soil investigation is a basic requirement, correct? So while doing the executing the project, we found that there was no cost considered for that. So I had a meeting with the team members who are in the proposal and the sales team who are really involved on that. They told that as this is the similar kind of project from the same client, and they are executing that in the same site. That's why they didn't consider any additional cost for that, so that they can grab this opportunity, they can get the order. Yes, they are perfectly all right from their perspective, but there is a problem is that this is not agreed with the customer. This should have clearly mentioned in the explicit list or the exclusion list. Like we are considering this as the we are considering the last executed project soil investigation and structural analysis for this. So that should have been written. So now what to do? There is a we saw that and we checked that what is the chances of occurrence of this risk, whether client will agree for that or how is that like for. So we found that the chances is very high that there will be the cost implication. Client may not be agreed to consider the last structural analysis and soil investigation for the this project, because project to project that varies, the nature of project varies, the deliverable varies, and mainly the stakeholders also varies, correct? So because if the same person, so he may correlate and consider, correct? So then we check that okay, what is the relative impact of that, And for every analysis, um, we prepared the backup, like what is the reason of that, how we are calculating the impact. That should not be a biased decision. Like I felt that that is the cost implication is high. That should not be the case. There should be a backup that, okay, we have done the soil investigation of the last project. What was the cost for that? We have done the structural analysis of the last project. What was that which is similar to that, correct? So from the historical project, we have taken the lesson learned, and we found that, okay, there is a 5% of cost was involved in this, and then that will, if we will not resolve that instantly, then there will be a 1 month schedule delay. That might be the that might be the chance. So then we discussed internally how to do that. And like from the first instance only, we cannot upfrontly tell to client that, okay, this was not considered. So first, initially, we had a kick-off meeting with the client. We gave them the hint that, okay, we will manage with the old projects, and what are the benefit. Like for that client, the fast tracking was important because they need to install the package as early as possible. So we have shown them the plus side, positive side of the that that if you do that structural analysis and soil investigation, then definitely that will take around 2 months of the time. And the team, we need to hire the third party who will go to the site. They will do the investigation. Then the report will be prepared. So, and that will may impact the deliverables. And parallelly, we ensure that there will be no issue in the, if we are using the soil investigation report of the old project, as well as we can use the structural analysis, because the load of the complete equipment will be same. So then we calculated the, okay, what is the will be the relative cost of the mitigation. Like here, the mitigation plan, we considered that we will take permission from the other project team who has executed that, and we will take the approval from our engineering team, and we will share that with the client. So the relative cost of the mitigation was small, not that high, but we are very sure that the probability of success was like 50-50. Depends on the who are the persons involved from the client side. So we identified the risk owner also, so that being a project manager, I might be involved in the many things. So there should be a risk owner, and from the for each risk, so that when the risk trigger, they can identify it and take the proactive actions. So finally, we discussed with the client, we convinced them, and submitted them, and we are expecting that that will be approved. Means that is still in the approval stage. We have taken the action due date was 3rd of August, so we need some time, like from the client, that will need to resolve. Then second issue was the delay in the designing. Like normally, if you see, the designing took around 3 to 4 months of the time of a one project. So in the while I started the project, I prepared the schedule with the team members, and I noticed that from the starting of the project only, there is a 2 month of the slippage. So that was the biggest concern for me, that 2 months slippage, how we can face to the client, how we can convince them for this. And there was a heavy penalty was there, around 10% of the contract value, that is liquidated damage. Like you must have aware about this terminology, correct? So the higher chances that, okay, this will happen, and the impact is also high. Means everything was very high, and everything was in stake, like how to handle this issue. because somehow the designing team was not convinced to release the drawings as soon as possible. They told that no, we have a schedule, and as per the process and all, that took around 4 weeks of the time. So then we worked out, we negotiate with the design managers that, okay, you may take more time for the detail engineering. So can you please share the like long lead items details, even if it may change during the approval, but at least we can place the long lead items purchase order with some tolerances. Okay, so there is a definitely there was a cost involved for that tolerances. Like suppose as per the earlier executed similar project, we need around 20 tons of material. So we have considered around 2 to 3% of tolerances. We place the order for the raw material accordingly. So here we are able to manage that and place the order to the vendors. And parallelly, we initiated the like the design approval process, detail engineering process, and we are very closely worked with the client that okay, we have taken these things, but we were dependent on the client that they need to stick to the requirement which they have agreed with us initially. Like many times what happens, the process parameters change. So once process parameters change, so definitely your requirement, your size of the other component may change. So we ensure to the client that okay, if you need the delivery within this month, then you need to stick to the requirement which you have agreed with us. And we requested them to approve all the documents in the fast track mode. So, and somehow we were able to mitigate that risk. So, you can see the IPRA is not the normal risk register. This also work on the mitigation plan as well as the impact of the mitigation and the success factor, like how much that mitigation plan will be worked out. That also this gives the picture of that. Okay. Then the last issue was last risk was like the scope clarity and the deviation in the instrumentation package. Like while I was going through the complete scope, I didn't see any instrument package. Then I asked to the team, like even if we have the mechanical equipments, but definitely in order to run that, we need to purchase some instrument also. I cannot see. Then that was a kind of project where so many stakeholders were involved in the pre-order stage. So people did not have the clarity on that. So after so much of discussions, and we found that in the last minute, client has taken that instrument in their package, in their consideration, but that was not agreed in any of the document. That was the gap was there. And there is again a question from my side was, even if the instrumentation package is in their scope, but who will be responsible for integrating that instrument package with the mechanical? So there is a gray line on that. Okay. So we have initiated with the client, their higher management team, that definitely this is a very big package, like 30% of the total cost. So like these are the stakeholders involved. And as you didn't have the budget, so at that time, at the last minute, this was changed. And we found a mail communications between the sales teams and the client procurement division team. Then we somehow we shown that we given the evidence. And after prolonged discussion, around 3-4 months of the time, we concluded that okay, instrument package in their scope, we will support them to for the selection of the instrument what they can purchase, and they can supply, means they can utilize in this mechanical parts. Okay. So this was not at all easy. When we do the all kind of risk analysis, you need to have a very good team member who can help you for that. And there are definitely a benefit of that when you are implementing the IPRA. That will be useful for you. And the best part is that being a project manager, you will able to execute that project within the timeline and maintaining that profit margin for which you have committed to the management. And the best part is that your contingency will be remain intact, and at the later on, you can say that, okay, I have executed this project more than the expected profit margin, correct? So, okay. So, I explained the problem and the solutions, but is it easy to implement the any of the tools? Definitely not easy. When I started implementing that, like I found so many resistance between the people, because everyone has to give extra effort, extra timing for that. So I followed the top-down approach first. I approached to the management team, like I wanted to implement this, and these are the benefit of that. Then we formed a task force team from each functional group. They assigned a team member who is very much experienced, and they understand the value of the implementation. Then we define the roles and responsibility, like who will be from the technical side, who will evaluate the risk, and from the implementation side, who will implement, who will be the risk owner, who is involved for the procurement or utilizing the contingency things. Okay. And finally, we are able to streamline the processes. And it was not easy because you need to be alert at every stage. You need to define the workflow and the checkpoint. Like for every implementation, I follow the PDCA principle: plan, do, check, act. So every week we used to monitor that, okay, what is the progress of that, where we stuck up, do we need to implement something else, or we need to customize that IPRA as per our requirement. Are we means ignoring any of our risk, or we are not emphasize the secondary risk? Okay, because sometimes we are more focused for the primary risk, so that whatever the secondary risk is involved in that, we tend to ignore that. So and in our case, the main secondary risk was the time was ticking. Okay, and we didn't have the time, because suppose instrument package, if finally if that will be in our pocket, then how we are going to cover up that time? Because for every instrument you need to do engineering, you need to place the purchase order, you need to discuss with the vendor, negotiate with them, and the manufacturing lead time is generally 2 to 3 months of the time. Okay, so that was the secondary risk. So we are always focusing on the secondary risk, also parallelly maintaining the primary risk. And finally, we were able to means execute and implement this tools in the small scale. Then we are still working on that. We are doing the retrospective sessions and planning to implement in the larger scale. So this is just one example I have given. There are many more PMI-CP tools are there, which you can directly implement in your project. Like if you see the benefits and impact, like when you are working with the procurement team for the long lead items, then definitely you should have the backup of that, correct? You should have the long-term agreement with the many vendors, and who can give you the good rates, and in case of required, they should have the flexibility to change the some technical aspect of that, correct? So you will increase the reliability of the supply chain team, and when you are emphasizing all the risks, and you are preparing the list, so definitely the surprises will be reduced. You will not come to know at the end that, okay, we missed that package, and that will be again, you have to go back to that stage, then again that requires 4 months of the time. And in project, the deliverables in the particular timeline and the cost, quality, everything is important, correct? So once you will make this practice to maintaining the risk, you will follow the risk register IPRA technique, then definitely your visibility will be improved. Your accountability will be improved, and you will be a good decision maker across the project phases, correct? Because many things when we do repetitively, and that practice makes you the perfect, correct? And from my experience, I will say, by repeatedly doing these things, I reduce the risk impact by 40%, and I ensure the timely deliverables. And there is a schedule improvement of the around 15%. For implementing these CP tools, I do the weekly review meetings. I discuss with each stakeholders that what is their view, whether they have any disagreement. Then I explain them the benefit of that. And the secondary benefit is that, like your collaboration will be improved with your team members. You can proactively manage the risk, as well as your confidence level in the decision make will be improved. And finally, you can manage the project within the cost and the schedule. So you might be thinking, like, what is the change on that? Like before PMI-CP, also I was maintaining the risk, but that was not much formal, because we are not working on the success factor of the mitigation plan, and what is the like the impact of that mitigation. So this IPRA give me the complete integration of that thing. So more structured way, I started implementing the like the PMI-CP tools, and there is a more clear risk prioritization was there, and there was a risk response was improved with the ownership, because when you might have seen that when you are assigning the work to complete team, you will not get the good result. But if you will assign the work to one person, and others will be there to support that person, then you will get the better result, and the success factor will be high. So I use their techniques, and I assigned this owner for every risk, and I take the buy-in from their team members also. That should not happen that, okay, they say that, no, that risk I'm not going to check that. Because that does not comes under in my KPI. Okay, so that's why you need the your top management support, and in order to work on the likelihood of the project, likelihood of that risk, or what is the impact of that, for that you need the bottom up approach, because who really works on that, they can only say that, okay, really these challenges is going to come or not. Okay, and after utilizing the PMI-CP tools, I saw that there is a proactive planning happen and on-time delivery. So if we talk about the key takeaways in this, like there are like I explained you the practical tools for the improving the productivity and delivery, like the IPRA, your qualitative and quantitative risk analysis, risk response plan. These you can implement instantly in your project. Your project might be in the midway, then also you can start implementing that, and you can start with the small scale. You can prepare the risk breakdown structure, and map the impact into schedule cost. Prepare the mitigation plan, not alone, along with your team only, and develop the structure IPRA. And don't forget to follow the PDCA principle, like plan, do, check, act. That will give you the success. And whenever there is a problem comes, think outside the box. Find out the solution rather than into that problem. When you see the problem outside the box, then that will be very much helpful for you. So next is the question answer. If anyone have any question, then you may ask me.
Yes, Smita. So thanks, Smita, for giving so many insights. And I think the question from Muzammil was, what if the scope is revised in between? I think that's a very common question that every project
Yeah.
manager has to go through. So yeah, if you could like.
So if there is a
Smita.
scope changes, definitely you need to go through the change management process. You need to convince client that, okay, this was X is the scope in the pre-order stage, and scope has been agreed based on the that requirement. Now the scope has been changed, and the impact you need to show to them. Until unless you will score, means you will not quantify and the things, you will not see the means you cannot convince the client, correct? You need to find out that what will be the cost impact, deliverable impact, as well as the scope impact. When you give them the complete picture, they will also convince, and you may ask them for the amendment of the order in terms of the delivery as well as the in terms of the price. Okay. So I follow that very closely. Means whenever there is a scope change, at that in the second or third day, I upfrontly send them the mail that, okay, there may be the commercial impact. We will let you know shortly. So don't wait that once you analyze everything, then you will inform. You can give a communication to like this, then you can work on that later on. So change management process need to follow the right answer.
Sure. Go ahead.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so
Yes.
there is another question from Arabindan, and he has in fact two questions. What is the major difference between PMP and PMI-CP? That's first. Then the other question is, if I have both PMP and PMI-CP, PDUs for renewals can be same, or we should have different PDU for each certification?
Okay. So question to answer to your first question, PMP and PMI-CP. PMP is the skeleton of that complete project management process, which will covers your agile, waterfall, and all the methodology of the project, which is means you may work on the construction or the software industry, that will be applicable. And PMI-CP specifically for the core industries, anything mechanical, construction, wherever your claim, risk management and core things come, you can go for the then PMI-CP. And yes, PDU will be same. You don't have to means gain additional PDU for that. Okay.
Smita, we will take just one last
Yeah.
question.
Okay.
It is again regarding scope change. And is there a different take on scope changes in case of agile projects? Like for agile, scope change is very frequent
Correct.
or not? This is the question.
So, like for the agile kind of project, yes, definitely the scope is means very frequently changes. That's why we tend to work on the sprint mode, correct? So make sure that when for the particular sprint, whatever decided, client you need to take the buy-in from the client that, okay, our team is going to work on that. And like you closely work with the client for the agile. So show them the progress means in between also, so that there will be means in case there is a change, you can save your resource cost and as well as the time. Okay. So for approach will be same, that you need to consult with the client, you need to take their buy-in.
Yes, okay. So thank you, Smita.
I
I
have a
will,
I have a question, ma'am. Sorry to मेरा थोड़ा my keyword not working. Recently, I completed my PMP in PMI, and if there is, I'm doing the PMCP. It is there same for me, or there is any vast syllabus having changes in syllabus, or any another things that has been I faced, like new challenges, or the uh, base are same.
Definitely, the PMI-CP curriculum is completely different than the PMP. Yes, there will be some similarity will be there, but this will be completely on the contract management, or you can say the resolutions of the site issues, interface management. Those are not the part of the PMP. So definitely the resources will be new. Like there are 4 e-learning courses are there. You need to complete that, then go through the content, and you can appear the exam. Okay.
Okay, noted. And apart from that, I have another question, ma'am. There is a मतलब basically I belongs from my construction industry. Like I'm a project coordinator, manage the construction and assets of the tools. So is it good for me to doing PMP-CP, or we should do the Scrum Master Agile?
Scrum Master and Agile are very few applicable in the construction industries. So I will recommend for the PMI-CP.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone. And if you have any further questions, then I think you have Smita's link on the screen, and you can reach out to her via LinkedIn. Yeah. So I will. Smita, do you want to say something?
Yeah. Thank you everyone for joining this, and thank you Suchitra for the supporting throughout the webinars. Now
Yes.
I'm just handing over to you. Please.
Sure. Thank you so much. I'm
Okay,
sharing
you
my
are
screen.
welcome. Thank you for your
Yeah, there are
screen
many more
sessions.
things there. Nilima will explain, I think so.
Yes. So as said in the beginning, we will just take you to the insights on what is upcoming, the exciting events that are there in the PMI North India chapter. Over to you, Nilima.
Thank you, Suchitra, and thank you, Smita, for the wonderful session and for practical insights that people can use and your advice to people on what is the right certification for them. These are very, these are questions that are in every professional's mind. So having somebody like you can really solve those queries in the minds of our community. Thank you for doing that. So people, if I haven't met you before, my bad. I hope to see you physically very soon. And the event that I want to talk about is, we're calling it Prod Sutra. Every chapter in R11 has had an annual day, but North India chapter did not have it. So we have created one for ourselves. And the beauty of this event is that it is created by people like yourself. So we had floated a kind of a nomination process where we ask people, hey, if you have a pet subject or if you have passion to speak, please apply to share your knowledge on this platform. You know that as a community, we are passionate about developing the professional abilities of our community, and public speaking is a skill that you need as you grow in your careers. So once these people applied, we have chosen the best of the cream, and we are mentoring them, and they will present a range of topics on 5th October. So you will again hear from the lived experiences of people in your community. And next year, you can be one of them. It is a great platform for your brand building. It is a great platform for you to know from the behind the scene. Everything looks good in the project report. But what happens behind the scene? You can talk to the speakers in the networking areas. And of course, there are PDUs of all, across the talent triangle. This is a 6 PDU event. So amazing networking, wonderful topics. Since I have, I can't share the topics right now, but the topics are the whole range of spectrum of things that you come across on an everyday basis as a project professional. So this is really something to look forward to. We're launching it tomorrow. When I say launching tomorrow, we're launching the registration for it tomorrow. So look out on LinkedIn, look out in your emails, and please register. We're keeping it free for members. For non-members, we might have a fee, But for all the members, we're keeping it free. So I really look forward to seeing you on 5th October at Project Sutra. Thank you so much. And I'm
Thank
happy
you,
to
Smita.
answer any questions if you have about Project Sutra. Looks like
Is it still open, the nominations for Project Sutra? If we want to
nominations to be
volunteer?
a speaker were closed many days back. It was a very rigorous selection process. And now the mentoring has already begun. And, because when we put people on the stage, we want them to be able to do justice to the time that you are investing in coming and attending the event. So we are at that stage now, mentoring the speakers. But Nirmal, maybe next time.
Yeah, no
And
worries. I just wanted to have, I just wanted to make sure that if there is an opportunity, probably
Yeah.
sharing the experience is something I would like to do. And
Absolutely.
my bad. I think I just missed the opportunity here.
Yeah, I encourage everyone to please follow our LinkedIn page. I know that our emails get into the promotions folder, and there is really no, way out of that. But please join the Telegram channel. Please follow the LinkedIn page because every information comes there. And go to the page and check for events which are coming up. Yeah, because we've been doing amazing events. And I see many of the speakers here. I see that, Dr. Vimal Vaklu is here. He's been our mentor. He's been a speaker at our events. And people have loved the sessions that Vimal sir has done. Thank you very much for being here. And thank you for your mentoring also.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So that's all that I had.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Nilima. So I will quickly share the link for feedback survey. Give me a minute. So once you will fill the feedback survey, then you all can get your PDUs. So I have shared the link. Please fill the feedback survey, provide your feedback to us, and also get your PDUs. And in the last, I would like to thank Smita for giving a wonderful session. I hope you can see my screen.
Yeah,
Is
I can
it
see
visible?
the screen.
Okay, great. Okay, so yes, Smita, as Nilima said, that these kind of things are always there on the project manager's mind. That take care of the assumptions, take care of the specifications, but the kind of insights that you have provided, I'm sure people who join this webinar will have good takeaways and will be benefited from it. So thank you for sharing your personal experience with all of us. Thank you.
Thank you,
And
Sujita.
yeah, thanks once again on the behalf of PMI North India chapter, and thanks to all who joined us on Saturday morning. Please have a wonderful day ahead.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah.